Live, and it's sort of a crash dom because me and Dom are here. We're talking about something, but it's not really because it's not Friday. But I don't know if we're gonna have one on Friday. We probably should though because of the new D&D stuff that's going down. Anyways, we're not playing Cyberpunk. We're not streaming Cyberpunk. We're talking about Cyberpunk, and Stonewolfen and Larionis from our servers are here. You might remember them from Odyssey Prime and some other stuff we do on the server. Anyways, I am very slow at playing video games. When you run 6 D&D games, playing a 7th, raise kids, have 2 dogs, a day job, and you do streaming and for games, it's really not a lot of time. I only sleep 4 to 6 hours a night, and I just don't have time to play all the video games that I want to play. So, I finally beat this game. And I went all in when I played it. I did everything except the racing missions and the shooting challenge because I was out of fucks to give at that point. But I did everything else, so I unlocked all of the endings, and I ended up with the ending. And this is huge spoilers in case anybody who's watching this doesn't understand this. We're gonna spoil the whole fucking game. I ended up with the ending where you call on Panem, just the hottest like video game wife I've ever seen, that apparently was only interested in friendship with my character because I played Lady V, which broke my heart super bad. And then before you PC kids say that's what console commands and mods are for, I played it on the PlayStation 5, so it is what it is. My ending was you call in the raiders for the sloppiest fucking heist plan of all time. It's terrible. You go all out war. You blow a hole into like this construction site, and then you tunnel into the basement of Arasaka. They're not ready for you for some reason. You fight about 100 dudes, and then Atom Smasher shows up, and then everyone who's helping you gets died or gets fucked up, and then you make it to the supercomputer, the Miyaki, what was it? Mikoshi. So you make it to Mikoshi, and in a completely predictable move, the AI like kills you, turns you into a construct. But then things actually were not what I expected at all. I thought there was going to be a lot more like AI betrayal, but she really did just say like, steal all these souls and call it a day. But like, then she's like, oh yeah, so Johnny can have your body forever, or you could have your body for 6 months because the chip has like changed your body's DNA to only like Johnny's DNA, and this seemed kind of like a lot of bullshit to me. But then you had to like pick like, who was who. Then I was kind of mad because I thought maybe like, and I had this theory the whole time I was playing, a game theory, that the more Johnny stuff you did, the more likely it was that Johnny would inherit the body at the end of the game. But then I found out after I beat the game and I looked all this shit up that it doesn't fucking matter. Like, Johnny has dibs on the body, lifetime dibs on the body, even if you never smoked a cigarette, if you were mean to him every time, if you did none of his side quests. It just is what it is.
To be fair, the game is very upfront about that in the actual story.
Well, yeah. And it's a cyberpunk dystopia. So going into a dystopian game, you should not expect a truly happy ending, right? Like, and it's also a crime story, right? And there's never a happy ending in a crime story. So yeah, there's a lot of factors at play that I was like, oh, okay. I get it, right? And I came to peace with my ending. I thought that the ending was handled pretty well, and I thought that the you got to stay with your partner, and your partner, in my case, Judy, she was like, I'm actually happy for the first time in my life, and then like everyone's like, I'm so happy, but like you're gonna die in 6 months.
Wait. So in your ending, Judy was happy?
Yeah, she was really happy.
See, in my ending...
Were you a girl?
I was, and she was like, like, up till now things have been great, but she's like, I just can't... Like, I think it's time. Well, okay, so I...
Oh yeah, I guess everybody should say their endings, right? The first ending that they got. And then mine was everybody was happy, but it was implied that V was going to die at the end. Or in 6 months. That was mine. Is everybody had a pretty happy ending, and then it was implied that V died after 6 months.
So I did have one thing spoiled before I ended, and that did impact my ending. So I did end up with the secret ending.
Oh, I didn't know about the secret ending, or I definitely would have tried for it.
Yeah. It turned out, I had a friend who played the game ahead of me, and he was like, "Yo, have you had that talk with Johnny yet?" And I was like, No. What are you talking about? Like, don't spoil it. He's like, "Well, I'm just saying, you don't say things in a very certain way. You're gonna lock yourself out of something." So I was like, "Fuck." It's language. I don't know if we.
Nah, it's fine. We always have mature stream. It's fine.
Anyways, my Judy was like, she was happy to a point, but when you started that like X amount of time later, that little fast forward, you were getting the like, "I love you, but I can't be with you."
So secret ending. Secret ending was very, very pragmatic and very sad for both Johnny or V. From what I heard.
I obviously picked the V sticking around, but it ended in a really neat, like, I was almost mad because they end with you like launching to space for another heist, and I'm like, I want to play this heist too. So, but that's interesting. I didn't know that I could have a happy Judy ending.
Yeah, apparently I got the quote unquote best ending or the happiest ending. But Dom, what did you get on your first one?
So I played a corpo and I went full corpo.
Oh, so you became the next Atom Smasher.
Well, I don't know. I don't really understand the ending for the corpo ending because like it's kind of like you pretty much lose no matter what. But they like take you to space, and you're up in space, and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do work to help you heal and remove Johnny from you. And so they remove Johnny from you, and then you're in your body in space, and you're like going through like therapy.
Yeah.
And they constantly repeat the therapy over and over and over if you follow along. If you try and do something, you don't follow along, then crazy stuff happens, and eventually one person comes and talks to you. So it's either what's the guy? I forgot his name because it's been so long.
Yorinobu?
Yorinobu. Yeah, no, not Yorinobu. No, his bodyguard, the person who you were helping. What's his name?
I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Hold on.
Goodness. So either him.
Hanzo, is it?
Yeah, pretty much Hanzo.
Goro Takamura.
Goro Takamura. So either if he's still alive, if he dies in the game, he doesn't show up. But if he's still alive, he comes and talks to you and asks you if you want to, hey, we can help you, but you got to sign away some stuff.
Yes,
and it's a good option. Do it, and then if you have to, you sign away your soul, and they put you inside Makoshi, saying that when they get a new body, they'll put you back in. There's that, and then if you don't, if Goro's dead, then the other guy, it was another corporal guy who worked for Arasaka, who you had to kidnap him. At one point, I forgot his name too.
Oh, the guy that you blasted.
Hellman.
Yeah.
Hellman, yeah.
Hellman.
Address Hellman. So if Goro is dead, then Hellman is one who does that for you. And so they tell you that, hey, we can't save you in your current body, but if you sign this form, we'll take you, add you to Makoshi, and then we'll give you a new body when you come back, and then send you back down to the thing. And then it kind of gets to like the implication is that you sign your soul away, and it never comes back. You're pretty much both you and Johnny are gone. Inside Makoshi.
Well, the follow through, like fan theory, I guess, is that now that they own you, right? They can put you in whatever body they want, and essentially you become like the next Atom Smasher. So
you become altered carbon.
Well, in a way, they just because you're
pretty much you become since your engram is now inside Makoshi, they can put you in the body, have you go do something, you die, and then just put your back in another person again.
Yep, they just keep spawning versions of you. Oh, it's the fucking bleakest. It's the second bleakest. No, actually, it's the bleakest ending because.
Yeah.
Hold on. Stone, you beat it 3 times. You said. What was your first ending? Was it different than all of ours?
It was actually the 4th ending.
Okay, so what was your ending?
My ending was the heist, the ultimate heist with the rest of the Johnny's old crew.
Oh, so you let Johnny take control, so him and Rogue did the finish the heist.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't trust him. I couldn't trust him.
I had done everything, like really actually build up the rapport to the point where Johnny had more of my personality.
Yeah. Okay.
As he's going through things, just because you let him do the date with her and everything, with Rogue and everything. Like by the end of that, they joke around saying, I don't know if your AI is seeping into me or my AI seeping in, or my mentality is seeping into your AI.
Yeah.
But yeah, let him take the wheel and everything, and you go through similar sequences up to that point. It's really cool because you crash the one of those helicopters into the side of the building.
Oh hell yeah!
Into like the jungle room up top, and then fight your way down the tower.
Mm.
To get to the basement, and then you get to the Atom Smasher scene, and there's this whole. It felt like it tied up everything. Because unfortunately, Atom Smasher kills Rogue.
Yeah.
But then you get to pick up Rogue's gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I specifically used Rogue's gun to kill Atom Smasher at the end to execute him. It's like it just felt like complete. Like this is how the story arc should end.
That sounds like it was really good. So of all the ones that I heard about, and I had to ask, did you give the body to Johnny Stone, or did you have V keep it?
Through my choices, V wanted me to have it.
Oh,
like how you say like you completed everything I wanted to do. He was really pissed that they wouldn't give me the body.
Wow.
Because I agreed to help because we were as quote unquote friends.
Yeah.
And I agreed to let him have control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like in mine, I was girlfriends with, Prey-Nan was my girlfriend in that whole scenario.
Yeah.
So you even call her, talk to her, and then opt to still go on go back downstairs to the rest of the crew and continue the operation that way.
Damn.
So it felt more story completive.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like the canon ending.
It definitely sounds like. I mean, obviously the writers, they had a big old hard on for Johnny Silverhand and and Keanu Reeves. And I thought he was all right. I thought he was an all right character. As far as DM NPCs go, I thought he was an all right character. But I felt he was. I mean, he never really. For me, it was like a tolerance, less of a I like this guy. Yeah. But I understand some people, they were like, yeah, they were like into it. Like they were like, this guy's awesome. This is like my favorite part of the game. But I was like, obviously it's not, because they added an update where you could like really tune down the amount of Johnny you had to deal with in the game. So
there were two parts of the game where I found myself really liking Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And that was obviously, I love the one where basically he just does fucking breaks in and tries to get alt back.
Yeah.
Inadvertently causing a lot of the damage that ended up resulting in the game itself. But honestly, it's when you're leaving, the first time you're experiencing the Johnny flashback, and as you're leaving the concert hall to go to Rogue and the Chopper or whatever, you have a moment with Carrie where, depending on what the player chooses, one of the things you can choose is actually encouraging him to do his own music.
Yeah.
And there's that line there where you just say it to, and I was like, that is a one moment where Johnny's not an asshole and he's actually imparting something really heartfelt to his friend. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And the first time I played the game, you don't really know. Well, we knew Keanu Reeves was going to be involved and that Johnny was a part of it, but you don't really know how the storyline is going to play out. And so at the time, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this guy's probably going to be a really somebody I can empathize with. And then the rest of the game, you're like, wow, this guy's a dick.
Well, some chat pointed out the quote, "When the time comes, I'll take that bullet for you. It's my life or yours. I'll cross over." And I never trusted Johnny, even up until the very end. And then when he was like, "No, I'm doing it," I'm like, I'll get absorbed by this fucking, AI demon that used to be my girlfriend. I'll face the unknown horrors of, Beyond the Wall. I'll do it, because like I said I would, and I care about you, and I promised you, and I was like, whoa, and it was really hitting me in the guts, because I was like, buddy, damn.
Yeah.
Like I did you wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you really did. You know, you were in my opinion a real piece of shit human being. But like, there was that integrity there that I had trouble believing, and then here at the very end. So yeah.
I guess that's one thing about Johnny is that he never really lied.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was a jerk, but he never really lied.
Did any of you actually do the roller coaster?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I forgot about that. He's pretty fun on the roller coaster too.
It's the only time they made him in game, like smiling, like happy, laughing.
Yeah.
In the entirety of the game. Is
Wait,
that one little bit.
you could ride a roller coaster?
Yeah. in
Oh,
Pacifica.
dude, when we're done with this, your first opportunity, relaunch the game. Go to the roller coaster in Pacifica.
It's not a quest, right? It's just a thing you can do.
There's a side quest to fix it.
Oh.
Yeah. There's some people to talk to and
it's in the Voodoo Boys territory.
I thought I did fucking everything. All right, that's cool.
Yeah, it's one of the ones that doesn't pop up really on the map.
Yeah, you have to be near it. You have to be near it for it to pop up.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So you guys all had backup on your final, or I guess Dom didn't really.
So when I heard, none of us, we didn't talk about the other ending.
So
the other, you guys know about the other ending, right? Where you fucking kill yourself.
I've jump off the building. Yeah.
Yeah, you just commit suicide. Like that's an ending, and then the credits fucking roll. Like on the roof, you don't choose anything. You just kill yourself, and that's the end. And honestly, I feel like if my V didn't have River and Judy, I feel like they would have. You know what I'm saying? I feel like and also I kind of took it canonically that she made friends with whatever the reporter's name was that used to be in Johnny's band. She had like a real normal ass name, like Robin or Rebecca or I don't know, some shit like that.
I think it is Rebecca.
Yeah, but like, yeah, she's like a reporter now, and she used to be in the band or whatever. Like, I feel like you finally had these connections. You kind of moved on past the death of Jackie, and I feel like that was stuff that was real enough for her that maybe she wouldn't want to kill herself. You know what I'm saying? But like, I felt like it in a world as bleak as that, with like knowing like, oh, if I bring anyone on board for this, they're probably gonna die. I don't want the responsibility of killing those people. I'll just kill myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to make the choice. I don't want to have to see what happens. It's all been too much. Like it was I was really impressed that the writers were willing to let you do that and just fucking roll credits. Cause like, you know, running Dungeons and Dragons or you know, tabletop, virtual tabletop, you prep all the scenes, you prep all the monsters, you mentally prepare for all the the monologues, the role play, the challenges, the etc. And what if the players were like, nah, dog, and then just kill themselves? like, oh my god, right? But like, they were like, yeah, okay. I mean, that's an ending. I respect it. It was honestly, to me, the most choice you ever have in the whole game was that last bit where you could decide so hard how you end the game that you could just kill yourself and not even have the end of the game. And I was like, yeah.
It'd be like players in a campaign deciding to jump in the volcano instead of fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
I will ask because since I had the corpo ending and all you guys had heists, for me, we went in and went to like a board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And during the board meeting, Hanako was like, talking, and all of a sudden, what's his name?
Adam Smasher.
No, not Adam Smasher. The guy who died, the main leader of
Well, you don't know
Arasaka?
Yeah, the main leader of Arasaka. What's his name? The father, the grandfather. It's been a while since I played.
Saburo.
Yeah.
He was still alive?
Yeah, he shows up.
He's got a relic chip, dude.
Yeah, he shows up at the board. He shows up at the board meeting as like a hologram, and they're like, he's like telling all the board members like, hey, this and that. Well, I'm going to continue taking over. Here's my my son, and they put a relic chip inside of his son so that he gets his son's body, and he ends up killing like a couple people of the board because they wanted to worked with his son to like take over.
Mm-hmm.
So he took over his son's body, killed a bunch of people on the board, and then they were going to. There's like a big like civil war inside Arasaka, and I had to like protect Hanako so that I can, they could use, if I did that, then they'll take the chip out of me and keep me alive. So I had to do that. So I ended up having to fight a whole bunch of like Arasaka people that were on the sun's side and trying to protect Hanako. And then when we get to the end, Adam Smasher turns is like, they try to. At the end, I realized like what's going on, and so at that point, Adam Smasher is trying to stop me from killing all the other Arasakas and getting to Mikoshi.
Yeah.
And so you fight him, you get through, you end up getting. I think you have to fight up all the way up to the board. You have to go like up. So you start off at the bottom in like some underground boardroom, and you have to make yourself all the way up to the front desk, the main desk at the top, and get something there to like lock down the place. And then once you do that, you get like the chip like kind of goes crazy, and we end up passing out, and we wake up back on the moon or on the moon base. So it's really bad. It's like a completely different.
Yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed that there weren't just different endings like epilogue, but it was like different, literally different endings, like different like endings, and that was really cool. The one that Larionis got, when I found out about it, that's the only one I'm interested in playing through. Like I don't mind like hearing about the others or maybe watching the others on YouTube or something like that. But like, so if you don't know, to unlock the secret ending, on the rooftop, you have to spend 5 real-life minutes. And Larry Jones, you could respect this. It reminded me of waiting for Shadow in Final Fantasy VI.
Oh,
do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Waiting for Shadow in Final Fantasy VI. That's what it reminded me of. It's like, what motherfucker is going to accidentally, alternately look at the gun and Johnny for 5 minutes? Like, who is accidentally going to figure out this secret and the secret ending? But it was just like that. It reminded me of that, where it's like people are like, well, you saved Shadow, right? And you're like, save Shadow from what? They're like, you saved him, right? And you're like, you could have saved him? And they're just like, yeah, you just had to wait until only 10 seconds were left. And then he shows, what? Right? And it was like, to find out, like, oh yeah, because I'm sitting there on the roof. I must have been there for 4 fucking minutes, unable to decide. And then I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do this. And I was like, I guess if I had been indecisive for 1 more minute, I would have gotten the fucking secret ending. Because the secret ending, to me, is the most appealing ending. Because I didn't want anybody to die for V's bullshit problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, V is not a victim of circumstance. V put themselves in the situations that got them fucked up, that got them fucked over. They made bad choices over and over and over and over again, that kept putting them in worse and worse and worse situations. Like, no one made them go on the heist with Jackie. And then, and like, it's just, yeah, sure, they are Fortune's Fool, Taro, blah, blah, blah. They're an agent of change, an agent of events beyond their control, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I didn't like the idea at all of anybody like getting pulled in and dying. And if I had known there was an ending where you could fucking Rambo Arasaka Tower solo with no checkpoints, oh my god, I would have loved to have put my build to the test. Cause like, my build, my like punch you to death build was so OP that like I didn't even know I was fighting Atom Smasher until he was almost dead. Like, because I would go berserk or whatever, and like, the screen would be all like hazy, and you're just punching. And you're just punching. And then I was like, wait, that guy looks weird. Oh my, and somebody yells, it's Atom Smasher! And I was like, oh, because you just stepped on this dude's head. And then, yeah, I guess I am punching Atom Smasher. Because dude kept running away. Because, like, I would melee him, and he would, like, start running away to, like, kind of reposition or whatever. And I just would like the idea of taking on the whole fucking tower, like, solo, but like you've got Johnny like riding co-pilot in the cockpit of your brain. I feel like that would have been just such a fucking fantastic ending. I'm very jealous of you, Larios, that you got to do that as your ending.
It was.
I have a.
Go ahead.
I have a second file that I've been playing, but I haven't. The first, after you do the heist and you wake up after going through all the crap with Johnny being inside your body, and you have to go meet Goro for the first time in Tom's diner. I'm still at that point now, but I've gone through and did every single side quest and every single like little beat thing, like police thing and Cyber Psycho and all those things. So I'm like level 50, maxed out everything, but I haven't talked to Goro yet. So I'm planning to use. I was gonna try other endings in that build.
Mm-hmm. And there were so many subtle things in that game. Like if you do not know, when you finished the first and Jackie dies, where do you send his body?
To his mom. Obviously, they're Mexican.
I send it to his mom.
First time I went through, I sent it to the Ripper Doc to try to fix him.
Oh, damn!
And if you do that,
you don't get Jackie's bike.
Well, it's not that you don't get his bike; you don't get his guns. Oh, yes, you wouldn't get his bike either.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, his mom still gives you the bike.
Oh, yeah, his mom,
okay. His mom messaged you, but but you don't.
You don't get his guns.
Oh, I don't. My character was like, weapons. What are those? Like, I am the weapon.
And when you talk to your doc, he tells you that Arasaka showed up and took Jackie's body. And if you go corpo in that ending, Jackie shows back up because his AI is
What?
He's kind of a shell of himself, but they give you time to talk to Jackie.
Oh, that's so fucked up. Oh my god.
I need to YouTube that scene.
Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, wow.
Because that's what they do to anybody they capture.
That's fucking crazy, man.
And he had the chip in his head at the time.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's fucking crazy. Oh wow.
Okay, two things I'm gonna say about the ending that I had.
Yeah. Secret ending. Okay, go for it.
Secret ending. So one thing I do gotta specify. This is what actually kind of spoiled it for me, but got me on the path. There's that conversation you have with Johnny in like the northern kind of dump area.
Mm-hmm.
There is a very specific set of things you have to say to get to the secret, to unlock the ability for that 5-minute pause later to even do something. So it's not just a matter of being indecisive. Yeah, it's like super particular. Google that if you want to try and go for it yourself on another playthrough. It's almost impossible to naturally do. But one of the benefits of doing it, I don't know if it's specifically with the way you do the thing or if this is for anybody, but you can find Johnny's arm.
Oh, I didn't find any part of him there.
In my first playthrough, I found everything but the arm.
Yeah, so the arm, I don't know if it's unlocked through that conversation or what, but if you find his arm, it's one of those things that's just in your inventory, like Saburo's dog tags or whatever. Like it doesn't do anything, but if you click on it, it's weird. It's like you can interact with it in your inventory, and then V's left arm, like you get like a transparent silver arm that kind of like interposes as if like almost like an augmented reality view. So anytime you have your gun out or anything where you can see part of your right arm, you see Johnny's arm like superimposed.
Oh shit!
They say the best time to do it is when you're on a vehicle. Yeah, I saw it, and that actually has nothing to do with that conversation. That's actually part of one of the quests for Johnny.
Really?
Yeah, the one where you go and it's after you talk to the guy who was a huge Johnny fan. If you follow that one correctly, like to the point where he tells you, "Oh, well, I got this secret revealed here, or I got this secret location you find in his pocket," and you drive away from the place, and it's like you're trying to find Johnny's body. It's where you leave an engraving.
Yeah. I left the engraving, but I had never found any body or any body parts.
You have to look in your inventory. It doesn't tell you find it.
Oh, so it's probably just sitting in your inventory.
Because I also had the overlay of the metal arm. I just thought it was because me and Johnny were like synced up so much.
No, you got his arm.
Oh.
And then the last thing I'll say about going that solo run is that I found out right when I was launching it that there was like no saves or anything. So I was on pins and needles because I play on the top difficulty. But that was my basically my hacker build with pistols.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the Lizzie pistol, holy shit, is that the most OP pistol in the game? I melted I at no like once combat started, I had zero fear, and Adam Smasher died in about I think 2 full charges of.
Well, he had to die. He had to die for Rebecca. He had to die for what he did to Rebecca.
Oh.
So yeah.
So
yeah.
And I gave my Johnny went to Alt, and I kept the body because it just felt right that Johnny and Alt would. So part of why I wanted to get some people together to talk about this with now we have like 15 minutes left or whatever is the ending, right? Where you get 6 months to live, or Johnny gets to live forever, or not forever, but I mean I guess if he has the money, I guess he lives forever or whatever. But my question is my V for all accounts got 6 good months. Like the last 6 months of their life was good, and it was good for the people in it. Like they had their friendship with Pandem, they had finally found a family because I played a street kid, and now they're in the avocados or whatever, right? Like and so like
penthouse?
I own the penthouse, but like I joined the Raiders with my ending, so like we all went to fucking Arizona or some shit, and like. Yeah, and then I got like all these video chats at the end that were like, life's good. I hope it's good for you. Everyone, I'm so fucking happy. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I was like really emotionally kind of like conflicted. And it occurred to me, right, that like 6 months of happiness might be worth more than a life of misery. Right? Like, it's like quality versus quantity kind of thing. Like, would 6 good-ass months outweigh a lifetime of, like, shit? Because, like, V kind of had a pretty shitty life from, like, what I could understand. And, like, to then finally get the things that they were after and have them for 6 months, like, I guess that was a good ending, Let
me ask you this. What was your answer to Dexter Deshawn when he asked you whether you'd want to flame out in a blaze of glory or live till old age?
I felt like a huge liar because I told him that because I was role playing as like a young street kid, so I was like, yeah, I'd like want to burn out in a blaze of glory, but then Jackie dies, and then you find out you are gonna die, and then like soon, and then all these other people that you meet die, and then you kill all these people, and I felt like there was a lot. As if I was treating it as a role-playing experience, I felt like my V was finding reasons that were better than fame, that were better than money, right? Like,
so my V, like Judy ended up leaving, but my V was the top merc in Night City at the time, ran the show, basically was like the rogue of Afterlife, and and was the most sought after, and that's why she went to the moon. So, like, my V epitomized the, what? If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die by flaming away bright.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, for her there was no question. Like Johnny lived his life, he made his choices, and he died. It was a trick of the relic and the soul killer that gave him another shot to accomplish what he did. But giving him a full life and cutting V off from that, like those 6 months are the only good 6 months she has in most endings. So I feel like, it's not to knock Johnny's chance at a second life or whatever, but what's he got to live for? Unless maybe that ending with, when you go and do the heist with his friends, maybe he like rekindles with them. I don't know. But to me, I felt it was the right choice to give V the chance to, even if it's only 6 months, to enjoy that life that she earned through the experiences of the game.
And chat points out that there's a copium theory based on the tabletop lore that in the place the Aldecados are going to, there are some biocorp or biotech allies that could help V. And in my outro, you get voicemails from all the people, like epilogues, which I fucking love. I love epilogues. And one of them is from Vincent, right? Victor Vincent, the Ripper Doc. And it says like make sure you're listening to your doctors, make sure you're getting your treatments, make sure you're watching your numbers. Tell you what, next time you come to the city, you swing by me, I'll give you a checkup, blah blah blah. And I know that it could be taken 2 ways, right? It could be taken like glasses half empty. Oh, buddy, she's only going to live for 6 more months. But it could also be taken glasses half full. Like maybe he's saying this shit because because she's found she's finding treatment or whatever. I did feel like with all the technology they had, that and her being a a construct now, it didn't make sense to me that like, oh, well, couldn't we, like, literally my V was almost all machine anyways. So like the whole like, your body's rejecting your construct. Like, is it though? Like, I'm literally a robot. I don't know how much body there needs to be for this to be a problem or whatever.
But it rewrote your brain.
In the corporal ending, all those epilogues of people like saying like, "What the heck are you? Like, what happened?"
Oh shit! I am so sorry you got such a shitty ending, Tom. Like my ending was so good that it was almost like I almost felt like I like kind of bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like they were really jerking me off about like, oh, I'm sorry, you're only gonna live 6 months, but here's the happiest shit we could come up with. And even Goro sent me a voicemail to tell me to go fuck myself. So
yeah, he did that in mine too.
Yeah,
I could see why Dom would have gone the corp. Like, I was a corporal background, and
I was corporal background netrunner.
Yeah, and it's kind of
netrunner.
You're kind of led to, well, in some regard, to trust. What's her name? Hiroki?
Hanako.
Jeez. Like, there was a point where even I was like, and I was aiming for the secret ending, but I was like, I don't know, I kind of want to like give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe she's different than the rest of them.
Do you know why?
Cyberpunk, you never trust corpo. You're just telling yourself.
Whoa, Dom, you didn't need to add that first part. You didn't need to add that first part. We're in a corporate dystopia right now, okay? When they're like, this is the corporate ending, I was like, well, I guess I'm not doing that. You know, like I was never thinking like, maybe. Like, I was like, do I get all the avocados killed? Or do I get Rogue and all of Johnny's friends killed? I was like, who could I stand to live with dying? Like, that was where I was at. I was like, who do I hate the most, I guess? And I felt kind of bad choosing like the avocado.
Wow, so Panem wouldn't put out for you because you were a girl, so you sentenced all of her family to die.
I mean, yes, but also because I couldn't trust Johnny. I thought that if I gave Johnny control, Johnny would get to make the call about who got the body. So, like, I wanted to make sure that V kept control of the situation. So it pained me to watch all the avocados get smushed, as it were, into guacamole. But, like, hey. Plus, Panem climbed a lot of stairs in that final mission. So, like, it was pretty good. It was a good fucking end. It was pretty fucking good. I've seen a lot of rendered butts in my day, but, like, Panem's booty... Whew! Make me sweat. Like, it was wow.
So wait, did you get the tank scene, or did you?
Oh yeah. Oh no. I didn't get the sex in the tank scene. No, I didn't get the sex in the tank scene. But I will say this: I'm not a lesbian. But from what I have read, the Judy like love scene was apparently very well done. Like, it was very like authentic to like the sapphic experience or whatever. Like, it was pretty well done. I don't know. I also like polyamorous, like, had River and Judy, but like, in the end the game decided Judy was like my number one boo-boo bear, probably because I stayed at her place more often. I mean, she had a nicer place, so like, I don't know. It was yeah.
Did you do their missions?
Oh yeah, I did, dude. I thought apparently I did everything except the racing, the shooting, and the roller coaster. But I did, I did everything. Was
everyone here did get the Batmobile, right?
Oh yeah.
What is that, like the final car where they're like?
No. There's a free black Caliburn.
Yeah.
You get.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you read the there's like a lore note in the crate where you get it, and there's a guy, I think, what does he call himself, Nightman or something, or Darkman? But it's Batman.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of very nice cars by the end, but for me it was always motorcycle. Like, first person motorcycle was like such an incredible experience. I loved it so much. I also loved, and this was a really dumb thing that I liked, because I don't like being a passenger in the car in real life, but I loved people driving me around. Like, I just thought it was such an immersive thing to like just ride in the car with people. That it was one of those like slice of life things that I thought the game did really well. Is this I always loved just riding in the car with people. So
the reason I like the cars was those fancy ones have the like the armored plating instead of windows, and they have the screens instead. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's something about getting into one of those and then like it lighting up with the screens was a really cool.
I thought. Yeah, I thought you were going to tell me that they were important for protection, and I was like, bro, I heal from bullets, so I don't know. Like, I don't know why you would need defense. That seems weird.
What was everybody's favorite radio station? I think that's one of the things we have to touch on.
I didn't really listen because I was on the motorcycle.
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really listen too much either.
Which is weird because like when I play a GTA game, I mean, I'm all in. I live in the world when I'm playing a GTA game. Like, yeah.
What about Stone?
Did you have a favorite radio station, Stone, on the game?
Not one in particular.
Mm.
I would often just switch through them and like.
I mean, I liked all the music. There wasn't any music that I didn't like. Like I've when I'm working, sometimes I'll listen to the soundtrack for the game. I think it's a good mix of music and genres and stuff like that. I did enjoy that. So
and of course, I'd have to stop and listen every time the Edge Runner soundtrack came on. Like, get a little tear in your eyes.
Oh, thinking about Rebecca.
Well, this is what I was going to say. So
while I was playing it, it was before the anime, so I never had that connection.
Well, for me, that's why I love the anime music so much, because I listen to 98.7 Body Heat Radio.
Nice.
And, a lot of those songs came in on the anime, but especially the "I Really Want to Stay at Your House."
Oh man, that hits me in the feels every time it comes on. Man,
I think like day 2 of playing the game, I got that on iTunes, and that's been like in my playlist ever since. And then Edge Runners, whoa. Talk about like
most of the music I listen to from the game is the actual soundtracks that play when you're like in combat and sneaking around and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if you knew, Dom, but because of the Edge Runners, they actually put in his jacket as an item you could find.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I got it on the second playthrough I started playing after the anime came out. I went and did the quest for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys knew this. If you don't play the game on a next-gen console, you can't ever grow the iguana.
Aw.
The bowl literally isn't there unless you're on the next-gen console. So I had to wait till I got my Xbox S to be able to put the iguana egg in a little bowl.
Well, I want to ask, if you played the game on PC, did it have the controller integration? Because on my PlayStation 5, the controller, every time Johnny would show up, the controller would make like really rad sounds and like vibrate and stuff like that. And it was like very immersive to like have.
That's a PlayStation 5 controller thing.
Oh, it was so cool. I told myself, I was like, well, you can't fuck Panem, but you at least get these cool controller vibrations. So I was like, so that's pretty cool. And I even thought about it. Like when I first started playing it, I played as a dude. And because they were like,
I can't stand the voice.
Yeah, but I couldn't stand the voice. I was like, I can't do 40 to 60 hours of this guy's voice. Like I can't do it. And then V. So my kid is very like Alphabet Club, and they're in the Arts Academy, and all their friends are Alphabet Club kids, and they're just like the whole deal. And I was like, listen to this character's voice. I was like, is this not the absolute epitome of like lesbian? Like if you were a director, like a voice director, and you were listening to stuff, and you were like, that's it, that's the one. And I had them listen to, and they were like, oh wow. Yeah, absolutely. That is like the most like I am a tough lesbian like voice without it being like overdone. It was like Lady V just had like the perfect amount of like sarcasm and like cheek and like just brass balls, just like I don't know. Like the dude always felt like he was out of his league. You know what I'm saying? Like everything he was doing, it just I don't know. He just felt like he wasn't really as cool as he could have been. Like, I don't know.
You know, she voiced the character in your favorite Fire Emblem Three Houses game.
Oh yeah, which character did she do? It must have been Shamir.
Ria.
Oh, Ria. Oh really? Oh wow. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Nice.
No, I tried to like second playthrough. I was like, oh, I'll try the male V and see how that like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
at the sink in the corpo, and I was like, nope.
Yeah. If I played it again, I would definitely play it with mods, and I would definitely play it on, so I'd play it on PC or whatever, and I'd definitely play it with some mods, for sure. I felt bad because I watched the anime before I played the game, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna turn to a cyber psycho with all the fucking cybernetics I'm installing. No, it was yeah. It wasn't even a thing. I was literally a toaster by the end of the game. Like there was like a human head on like a robot body. I was just Atom Smasher 2.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's one comment that a lot of people have about the game is that they don't do it because that's a thing inside the tabletop. It's a thing inside every other type of medium for it. So
yeah,
it's not it's not a thing inside a game, and I guess it makes it less. It also makes it more fun though, because
it's quality of life theory. It's quality of life stuff.
But there's also, unlike everyone else in the tabletop, you've got a relic chip in your brain that's
mod. That's constantly healing you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so that's my theory as to
that might be the thing.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, sometimes it's hard for me to get into a game, and I got this game the weekend it came out, but I still had a PlayStation 4, and so it was launch weekend on a PlayStation 4, and so I gave up pretty fast, and then it was going so badly that like Sony gave me a refund without even checking with CD Red or whatever, right? They were just like, yeah, sure, we're giving fucking everybody refunds. We don't usually refund, but this game's a fucking disaster, so here's your money back. And I was like, well, I guess I'll never play it. And then people were like, oh, but there's like mods now, so you could like adjust it, and like if you get it on PC, you could like run mods that'll like help it run at like lower settings, and like they patched everything and it runs real smooth. And I was like, I spend so much time on my computer, I don't really want to sit on the computer and play this game, you know what I'm saying? And then Sony sent me an email that was like, yo, bro, you were on the initial list to get a PlayStation 5 and you turned us down, but you're back in the rotation, you want PlayStation 5? And I was just like, yes. Yes, I do. And then that was the first game I bought when it showed up. Like I took it out of the box, and I was like, the anime had come out, and I consumed the anime, and then I had played in Dom's two-shot or whatever, and I was like, let's fucking do this. And I loved it. I loved it. Like it was. A lot of people are like, it was too linear, and they promised more than they gave us. And this, listen, I lived through the lie that was Fable, okay? So I know what it's like to be promised more than you're actually going to get. This was a good game. And there was a lot of love and a lot of detail and a lot of work, I think, went into this game. And it shows. And it really does. They took a lot of care of this game and of the IP. And with the expansions coming out and the future plans they have for the IP and the franchise, I'm excited. Like, I'm excited about it. They know they fucked up. You want to talk about Big Corpo being the bad guy? They gave in. They gave into the pressure from Big Corpo, and they released it on systems that they shouldn't have and platforms that they shouldn't have. They released it too early, and I feel like they bounced back. I feel like they really did, and I'm glad I gave it a second chance because it was a fucking amazing game. I really enjoyed it. So. Yeah.
Did everyone here find the hidden room under the Kabuki market with all of the game designers and programmers headshots?
No. There was a secret room? Oh man. Is this below the Kabuki market? Is that like the flea market area? Or is okay.
Where you get your first Edge Runner Netrunner
program. Okay, that like Central Island area where you take a little sky bridge across. Okay.
Yeah. There. So at the very bottom, and if you go clockwise, then there's a door with a code you have to find, and you could also, I'm pretty sure you can Google the code anyways. But there's it's really neat. It's just a lounge, and there's like a big screen, and it literally just cycles through headshots of the entire CD Projekt Red employees, like just all of their shots, and it's, I don't know, it was just kind of a neat thing. I was like, oh, okay, little Easter egg.
There's a room that has "I'm not me" written in blood on the walls. Yeesh. Yeesh. There was a lot of very cool graffiti too throughout the game. I did enjoy that. I also love the incorporation of the tarot cards. I could talk about this game for hours and hours, but we got Pathfinder in 5 minutes. And Dom's got Cyberpunk in 5 minutes. So, but I really wanted to talk to people who had also played the game and kind of hear what their endings were like. So it was very cool to hear that. We each got 4 people. Each had a different ending on their first playthrough. That's fucking amazing. So, very, very cool. Any parting words, anybody, about the ending or the game in general?
I'm very much looking forward to the expansion.
Oh, the expansion! Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what that second playthrough I have that's set up. I'm already max level, and I haven't done any of the story. So when the expansion comes on, I'm gonna jump in wherever it's supposed to jump in at during the story.
Beautiful. I'm gonna bring V Smasher and just punch shit.
One question I have, or what was everybody's build?
Oh, okay, yeah. I've already talked about my build ad nauseum, so yeah, I'd love to hear everybody's first playthrough build.
Full Netrunner, full tech, and pistols on reflexes.
Oof, nerd. Okay. All right.
I was full Netrunner and cool, so
okay.
It was all about critical hits and poison. Mm-hmm. And there's a Netrunner ability that poisons people, and then there's a Netrunner ability that lets your Netrunner actions critical hit. So I would go outside the space, poison one person, and it would just spread around the entire room, and they all pass out. And then I walk in and do my own thing.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Stone, what was your build?
Dex build, katanas, and mantis blades.
Oh shit! That must have been very, very fun. A lot of missing limbs.
It was hard to leave people alive. You go through and just cut off limbs like
arms, legs. I had every implant to make it non-lethal, but I punched so hard that sometimes people's heads would just disappear. So I was like, I guess that's not non-lethal.
I did use a smart pistol.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy I went with the punchy build. I had such a good time just punching shit. Like the big mechs, I would one-hit punch them. They would just punch them and they just die. Like, it was just like, it was so stupid. It was just so stupid. I had to
learn to calculate how to do when you had things with large health bars to sight them down enough and then use a pistol to kill them because I had the smart pistol. So finish off with that.
I'm thinking like health bars. What was health bar? Oh, that was when I had to punch something 3 times.
Cyber Psycho.
I was so dumb. And then like I had the double jump boots, and I could just jump. I would just jump over fucking buildings like the Hulk, and I would just come down and just ground pound and just punch. And it was just like one of the most visceral and satisfying builds like in any game I've ever played. It was so sloppy and so it was just so good. All right, but we gotta stop now. Time to go play some Pathfinder. Whew. Thank you everybody for hanging out in chat. I hope everybody, if you haven't played it and you still want to play it after we spoiled it, you should definitely give it a shot. It's really fun and it's almost always on sale for 50% off on Steam. So definitely go check it out. All right. Night, everybody.
Night.
Cheers.